Hey, what's up everybody? Prospector here with Watcher Realms, and we have a new fusion coming up, and her name is Selene. And like Fastidious has said, nobody's really talking about her, but I think there's a pretty good reason why. But anyways, without further ado, let's dig in. Alright, so Selene. I'm gonna go over her kit really quick. It's a very simple kit. Nothing really special going on here. As far as the promotions go, you unlock the lunge, you get the talent enhanced, and at level 3 you get the starting riposte passive, and then your talent is enhanced again at Awaken 5. Under the skills, so what is the talent? Throbbing Wound. Inflicts a mark on the enemy every time the hero deals damage to them. When the enemy has 4 stacks of marks, deals 100% damage 2 times to the enemy. Okay, 100%, so we're gonna 200% damage. Alright, I mean, I guess it's on top of what she has. The basic magic attack deals 120% magic damage to 1 enemy. That's not very great. Basic attack has a 20% chance to trigger this effect, dealing 180% damage to 1 target, inflicting 1 stack of mark on enemies around the target. Not really sure why you'd really care about inflicting stacks, just hitting 1 target at a time. Basic attack and lunge have a 20% chance to apply 2 stacks of mark. When Throbbing Wound is triggered, the mark deals damage to enemies bearing the mark, regardless of distance. And the damage dealt scales with the number of mark stacks. On the ultimate, Swish deals damage to an enemy 6 times swiftly, dealing 120% damage with the first 4 hits and 160% damage with the last 6 hits. This hero's basic attributes are not that crazy. We're looking at 18.6k HP, 4200 attack, it's not really high. Defense is actually pretty high at 3453. Magic resistance at 1200, block is 2, attack interval is 2.5. I don't think there's anything else to really point out that's out of the ordinary. Okay, that's what we have. I'm kind of baffled at what this hero is really good for. Let's check out the bond skill. Vampiric Sting. Obtain hero Giselle, the Eternal Duelist, to unlock the following bonus effect. Ultimate inflicts vulnerability magic damage on the target. The vulnerability lasts for 10 seconds and it is plus 30% magic damage taken. That's actually something to talk about. Everything else on here, it's just not talking to me, guys. This is low damage. Now, I see her kind of as like a magic damage version of Ares, and that's kind of what I'm feeling. But you do need to have Giselle in order to have this unlocked, to get that bond. And then you do get a plus 30% magic damage or vulnerability, and it's during her ult, which is only a 300 cost. It's really low. It should be able to stay up pretty consistently. Now, if you look at a hero like Mari, who I don't have built, she has the ability to inflict, I think is it 10%? Extra damage taken plus 5%. It looks like it's 20% physical damage taken and magic damage taken. So she goes up to 20%. Now Mari can keep this up, we know, 100% of the time. It'll never come down. You just build her really fast and she can keep this vulnerability up super well. I bet she's not going to be doing any damage or anything like that. She has other crowd control, but we're not here to talk about Mari. We're here to talk about Selene. Here she be. Now on the awakenings. Is anything going to help her out here? Chance to trigger lunge. It's 10 plus 10%. We know that's not really that big of a deal. Crit damage plus 15%. Awaken 2. And killing an enemy grants an effect of ignoring 30% of enemies' magic resistance for 10 seconds. So on the Awaken 3, she kind of gains that bond skill when she kills, I don't know, an enemy. She's going to be ignoring an extra 30% of their magic resistance, which is, Awaken 4 is going to be Rage Regen attack plus 2. And Awaken 5 is every 1 time the ultimate is cast, the next ultimate deals an extra 150% damage 3 times. Well, that might help a little bit. I mean, now we're looking at an extra, 450% damage with the ult, and she does cast it fairly often. Now let's see. Let's just go right into a damage test, because I like to take these guys into AMR 18 That's my favorite place to kind of test heroes, just to get an idea of what kind of damage they're doing. You know, like one ult, Silas can down him in like 11 seconds. Zarus did it in like 9.4 seconds. So let's just see how she does just going in there. I'm gonna bring her in there with the Esoterra team, make sure that she's getting all the benefits that she can, and we're just gonna go and tank. Let's see what she's doing. She doesn't have a low cost ult, so Soul of Arcana is obviously gonna be the best set as far as like trying to do damage with her. Let's go ahead and put Brokir down. We'll get her down. Did she just cast it without anybody being there? No. Okay, so she just sits there and waits. Okay. Let's get a healer down. Let's see if she does. 52... 50 to 75? I don't know, guys. What is this hero for? The only thing I can think of is with that bond skill, if... maybe that's more than what I think it is? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll test. We'll test. Here she comes again. 64 to 84. 6 hits, I believe. I'm not too impressed, guys. Yeah, and then she died. She got to like 62%. I mean, that many ults. Any kind of hero that's hitting hard would have already taken care of them. That was with power dominance off, by the way. Her damage numbers that she got in that fight doesn't even matter. Now, I want to do... because I'm thinking like, okay, there's Immortal Codex. And there's a possibility that she may be good on the Styx boss because she does like 6-7 hits or whatever. Not really great, but okay, I guess. But she also is going to be putting up a vulnerability of 30% to magic damage when she's doing it, so it could be interesting. I mean, faction trials for the Esoterra, I don't think she's going to be very important there. You have Boreas, Comet. There's all kinds of really good heroes already to just be able to take on the last stage of the Esoterra faction, and resource and promotion rates. No, I don't think anything fancy is happening in there. Really early game, she might be kind of cool just to bring her up to level 60 for a while, but I think she's going to fall off. It really depends on your roster. Hyde, her power is not that high. Let's go take a look here. And she does have really good gear on, but she is sitting at 88k and she's only awakened 0. She hasn't had any awakenings into her. As far as the gear goes, quickly, it's Soul Bonder kind of set. Here it is, attack bonus, crit damage, attack bonus, and a Warlord set with crit rate, crit damage, and attack bonus. This one even has flight attack on there to help her out a little bit because her attack is so darn low. We are running her exclusive artifact as well, reduces the acquired stacks of marks. You trigger a throbbing wound by 1. When Swish is triggered, deals 20% extra damage for 15 seconds. This damage thing they keep talking about just doesn't seem to be there, guys. Okay, let's go to Guild Boss, because this is the only thing I can really think of what she's going to be okay at. And I'm going to just bring her in there. Hex does magic damage. I want to see how much that vulnerability can help him out. So we will go to a certain point. I believe Hex is built. Yes, he is. So let's just go in and see what Hex does without her. Alright. We're going to put Hex down here. Put Dolores here. We're going to go ahead and put all these guys down and then just activate them. All on auto. We're going to let this fight just play through. I'm going to see what kind of damage he puts out. On the next fight, what I'll do is I'll put down Selene as well and see what kind of difference of damage she ends up making for X. Well, let's go into a time lapse and I'll be right back in a minute. Alright, so here we are coming up in the end. Let's see how much damage you did. 34k blood. 34k, and he did 337 million damage to the boss. That's pretty typical. That is an A5 hex, maxed out exclusive. Now let's go ahead and place him in there. And I'm gonna put down Selene, just like I did before. I'm just gonna put on auto and just let it ride and see what the difference is. And he's pure magic damage, so it should make a hell of a difference, I think, with a 30% vulnerability up. Don't know how that actually, the math works on that, but so let's go ahead and put these guys down. Put Selene first. Alright, let's let it ride. Alright, so I wanted to point out quickly before we get on the end of the fight here. She is keeping this up 100% of the time, but I do have to mention that Laurel is in there, and Laurel's also casting her ultimate. Elowen is also in there, and she is going in there under a Venoma Esoteric Lord. 51.5k blood. I'm gonna guess that a lot of that isn't coming from her, but it could be. I don't know, it depends. Let's see what we got here. That's about right. So it literally gives whoever is doing the magic damage an extra 30% damage. 30% magic damage vulnerability seems to equate to like literally 30%. You do like 330, you do the math, that's 30, 60, 90, roughly in that range. And here Hex is at 405 million damage, and she did come in at 107 million. That's not impressive on normal guild boss, just so you guys know. it's not much damage, right? It's okay. I mean, it's not, maybe it's like an A1 Volca kind of range damage, or I don't have a lot of experience with Ares, so I couldn't tell you what kind of damage he's doing. But she's more of like sitting there as like a support. And she's doing some damage. I would say, obviously you're not going to keep your Laurel in the field. You're not going to prioritizing raid cycling Laurel with her next to her. So I'd assume that you'd put her in front of that next hero up there, keep her within the healer's range, and then you would obviously be able to probably keep that vulnerability up if you go ahead and put like attack speed amulet on, and then have your other pieces kind of have some rage regen on them and get some rage going, and she should be able to keep that vulnerability up almost 100% of the time, which is actually pretty cool. Now Mari doing 20%, you're gonna lose about a 30 million or so, maybe 20-30 million. So she does have that innate ability to bring up the damage. It's just a problem of the faction. So if we go to, let me go over to the esoteric faction and I'll show you, like, maybe this will make it so you can bring a full magic damage crew, but I just doubt it. I mean, Venoma as a lord having to come with you, I mean, Cyrus isn't gonna really do anything. You could bring your Merit doing some good magic damage. We have Ajax in it. We have Thalen. Thalen's doing magic damage as well. Anora. So Selene is single target, so you have to keep that in mind. She's not gonna just put magic damage on all kinds of enemies. So Gear Raid 1 is not gonna happen. We have heroes like Cade do some damage, I guess. There's just not... Oh, Seraphina. Seraphina can do some good magic damage, I think. Yep, magic damage. She could be a really good option. Other heroes like Nasalt, Navros, she might be a good companion for those if you want to just bring an esoteric faction in there. Really early game, and it's going to be awesome if you get yourself a Selene. Navros is, in my opinion, like one of the kings of being in the early game stages, and he can help you out with so much. And being able to bring Navros and Assault, these epics here that do quite a bit of damage in the Esoteria faction, and she's going to put that magic vulnerability up, and then all you have to do is get yourself a couple of really high-end magic damage dealers like Nocturne or Hex, for example, and that can really help you out with the guild boss. As far as anything from like mid-late to end, I don't really see a really good use for her. I'm not going to change my guild boss team up to try anything. I don't have, you know, like a Ymerit. He's really good, but I don't have one. And he's doing physical damage anyway, so he can't even go in there. I thought he was magic. He might change to magic damage when he goes up. Yeah, he starts doing AoE magic damage when he flies up. But anyways, I just don't see a really good use case for him. You know, we do have Helga. I just don't know, guys. I don't think that she's really good. I think that she's okay. I think she's more of a utility kind of hero. I would say you definitely would want to go maybe without having Laurel on the field if you're going to use her that way. It's not a bad idea. Let's see, do we have one with... Well, this one's kind of nice here. Boost up her attack speed nice and high. Get her like 1.3. A little bit of rage regen. And see what she can do like that. You know what I mean? It's excited to get the free hero for the fusion. I'm not excited for not really knowing what to do with her. If you have any ideas, guys, let me know. That's all I have for the video. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Always testing heroes out on the test server like this. Trying to keep you as up to date as possible. And still, it shows like 50,000 of my viewers or something like that are not subscribed. So make sure to get to subscribed so you can get this updates for this new content when it comes out. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep digging.